Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Bowditch and this is going to be my workplace problem presentation. So to start, I'll give a little bit of background on my problem. The workplace problem that I chose is the excessive amount of comebacks that the car dealership that I work at is experiencing. A comeback is when a vehicle comes into our department for a specific concern. Our technicians go ahead and diagnose and repair the vehicle, and then shortly after those repairs, that vehicle returns to the facility with the same complaint. The result of my problem is unhappy customers as well as a decrease in the credibility of our service department. During my brainstorming process, the biggest help to me was creating a fishbone diagram. Creating this diagram really helped me sort out all of my thoughts and ideas. The 6 different groups that I chose for my causes were thoroughness, employees, accountability, communication, customer service, and experience. So I'll just go ahead and touch base on a few of those. So a good one would be not doing extensive test drives on all vehicles after repairs are completed. Without doing an extensive test drive on a vehicle, there's really no way for the technician to verify his repairs and know that the complaint has 100% gone away. For example, if you have a noise and the technician goes ahead and does a repair and then doesn't do a test drive after, you're not going to know if that noise has gone away. Throughout my problem-solving process, I brainstormed quite a few solutions, but I documented here the most important or the most relevant solutions. So the most relevant solutions that I brainstormed were test driving all vehicles multiple times after repairs, tracking all comeback repairs and finding out exactly what type of repairs or what kind of vehicles are experiencing the highest level of comebacks and changing our process on those specific vehicles, decreasing the workload of technicians who are experiencing an excessive amount of comebacks, require all technicians to have a certain level of certification, require all technicians to report to one assigned senior technician before completing any sort of diagnosis, and provide more training to technicians. When it came to rationalizing my solutions, I used the devil's advocate thinking process. Doing this really helped me break down each individual solution and kind of see what would and wouldn't work. So I put 2 on here, the 2 most relevant. So the first one was test driving all vehicles multiple times after the repairs. Why should this be implemented? Because it would decrease the risk of customers barely making it a few miles down the road before realizing their concern is still present. As far as what could go wrong, technicians could easily be dishonest and lie about the test drives on their vehicles, and it would add time to each repair. So this would cause each vehicle to be in our service department longer, which would have a negative effect on our customer service. The weaknesses and risks of this solution. The weaknesses of the solution would be the fact that it would be easy for the technicians to lie or bypass the process. And how else could the problem be resolved? We could hire an extra porter to only do test drives and avoid taking time away from the technicians. As far as who might resist, I definitely would predict that the technicians may resist because they would be the ones who are mostly affected by it. And what is not considered that should be comebacks that can occur after an initial test drive. So a concern doesn't always return right away. Sometimes it can take a couple days, if not a week, for the concern that the customer had to reappear. This is a weighted ranking matrix that I created for my problem. I included 4 different solutions in my weighted ranking matrix. I included extensive test drives, tracking all comebacks, reporting to senior technicians, and requiring more certification for technicians. And as you can see on the diagram, the one that ranked the highest was extensive test drives. So this is a solution that I ended up creating an implementation plan for. This is my PDPC diagram that I created when creating an implementation plan. It kind of just shows all the possible resistance or risk for the solution and how I would counteract that resistance. So I'll just go through one of the risks that I predicted, which would be that the technicians would be upset due to the amount of time that would be added onto every single repair when adding the test drives. So what I suggested to counteract that would be offer a bonus at the end of every month for all the technicians who successfully test drove every single one of their vehicles. As far as any social or environmental, to wrap everything up, As far as any social or environmental considerations, there weren't too many with this workplace problem. However, I can definitely see that the workplace environment may change. So here on this slide, I did list a couple of ways that I can foresee that happening. But overall, there's not too much to consider when implementing this solution. To wrap everything up, implementing extensive test drives into our process is definitely going to be a challenge. The employees in our department will absolutely experience some growing pains in the process, but once the plan is in action, the dealership will definitely see a large improvement in customer satisfaction, business ratings, and profit.